Hey, what is up? Kolst here, and we are here with a challenge run for Pokemon Red I'm going to be playing on here. And if you're wondering, I used a GameShark code to be able to choose my starter, and I chose Farfetch'd. So Farfetch'd is an interesting Pokemon to start with. Let's just start out talking about its stats. Its stats are pretty mediocre. They're not terrible, but just not great. It's actually number 100 out of 151, right around stuff like Pidgeotto, Coughing, Staryu, this kind of stuff, like a good unevolved Pokemon or a bad slightly evolved Pokemon. So that's going to be alright. And then let's go over the moves. So the learned moves here, there's really not much except the one big move it learns is Swords Dance, which is going to be critical for gaining a whole lot of attack, but also for the badge boost glitch, which we are going to talk about a bit later. But then let's also look at the TM and HM moves here. There's just not that much as far as attacking moves. You have a whole bunch of normal moves, but you know, we're going to be stuck on basically Fly, and my choice of moves here is going to be Body Slam. You could also use Double Edge, but I don't like recoil damage. In any case, let's get ready to beat up some bug catchers. Nice thing about having a flying type, we get to eat these bugs quite nicely. And because I know Brock is going to be a challenge, I go over to fight the rival because I can basically. Then I'll talk a little bit about the rules we're going to be going over as well. Basically, the rules for the solo run is, first of all, I can only use Farfetch'd. I cannot use any other Pokemon, even if I get confused. I can't switch out just to get the confusion. That's against the rules. I can't use any items inside of battle at all. Oh, and beyond changing the starter, of course, I won't use any cheats or glitches. I did mention the badge boost glitch, but it's just not something you can really avoid. It's just more or less a feature of Generation 1, so it's just going to be something that, you know, it's accepted that it's there. And as well, a couple extra rules just to make it repeatable and show that you're not just trying to reset a bunch of times to get lucky, is that we will not be allowed to abuse evasion moves or accuracy moves, just to make sure, you know, you're not just spamming double team, just waiting until you get lucky enough times that your opponent can never hit you. I can mention now, this is the first time I'm actually playing this game, probably in 20 years, this exact version. I know I've done Fire Red more recently, but I thought this would be a spicy way to do it. And with that, we're going to challenge Brock for the first time here. We're going in a bit actually under-leveled here. I'm gonna just see if we can get anywhere. I try one pack here, and then I realize, because I realize my Leers aren't getting anywhere, and try one pack, and I was like, oh, that's like maybe one, maybe that's 2 damage, I don't know, but he's doing way more damage than we are, so let's come back with a bit more levels here. Come back this time at level 14. 14 was maybe not the best choice, which for a reason we'll get into in a second, but this at least looks like a lot more competitive battles. This is a fight as well where you can just reset and try to get a good fight luck, but we'll just see how this goes here, because the big thing is that when you get a critical hit, if you don't know, that ignores any stat buffs, which means all those defense curls don't do anything. So if you get a lot of critical hits, you will be able to beat the Geodude. But this one is going to be a very close fight here. There is a critical, as we mentioned that here, but we're just trying to see how much it decides to attack us. Looks like it's going to be a close one. Health bar is going down at the exact same rate, basically. Not looking too good here. Uh-oh, really looking not so great here. See if we can get it there. Up, we're stuck at 1 HP, but can we actually hold? Can we actually hold? This will be the question. And we do get the critical hit, so we take out the Geodude. However, we are at 1 HP, and that is an Onix, and that Onix does no tackle, so that's going to be a problem. And we are able to abuse whenever it uses Bide. We can actually see that just gives us a whole lot of time to use Leer. Unfortunately there, what you may have noticed is that we actually had a situation where this was a speed tie, meaning that its Bide actually went before my pack, so that at that point I was completely screwed. So what I do now is I actually, because I didn't want to waste too much time, I actually came back still at level 14, but with just a little bit more XP, as you will see here, and that will give us enough XP that we will level up for the Onix fight, which will matter for 2 major things. First of all, we will have that extra bit of speed, which will make it not a speed tide, which will just make the Onix much more consistent to beat. But in addition, we will actually get one additional thing, which is an extra move. We will get Fury Attack, which I thought would have been better than it was, to be honest, for a few reasons, but it is, I think it's still higher EV as far as like damage than Peck. But one thing I did not realize going in was that Fury Attack's actually kind of rigged against you. It's very much more likely to hit 2 or 3 rather than 4 or 5, which I would have liked to have known earlier. But in any case, we have this tight fight with the Onyx here. It's going to... We are able to, again, take advantage of whenever it uses Bide because we are faster. However, this time it's using Screech, which I don't like because that means that if it ever decides to actually attack us straight up, we have a problem here. Another Bide, we get to keep using Leer. And then surely it doesn't knock us out, right? If it doesn't ever attacks us, we should be fine. Oh, but it uses Tackle, and it's a critical, which might have actually been bad for it. I'm not sure. I forgot how many Screeches it used. But in any case, we do beat Bronk here, so we get our first badge, which will be extra attack damage for Farfetch'd here. Jump ahead as we go through Mount Moon there and point out that we got Mega Punch. However, Mega Punch, unfortunately, birds cannot punch with their wings, so that will not help us. We are stuck with Fury Attack for a little bit longer here. I will mention as well, you might see I'm pretty highly leveled. I didn't actually go out of my way to level, but just as this is the first time I've been playing this game in a long time, I decided I would take the Scenic route, and that led to me gaining a lot of levels, which is going to be quite handy for this fight here, because with level 23 here we actually gain the big move Sword Stance, and that's going to help us out massively for this fight against Misty here. We are able to set up those attacks, and not only you get the attack, you actually get an extra 12.5% per buff due to the badge boost glitch. Forgot to mention about the badge boost glitch. Although it's kind of a glitch, it's not something you can turn off, so even if someone uses Leer on you, for example, if they lower your stats, you still end up exploiting the badge boost glitch. So it's just something you just have to kind of accept is there. Consider it a feature of Generation 1. Anytime your stats are modified, you actually get the badge boosts reapplied. Badges number 1, 3, 5, and 7, they actually come with a stat bonus. The first one was attack, next one is I believe speed, and then defense, and then special, I think. And that will be huge because frankly the attack might not matter as much, but the speed and even those defense stats can really make a difference in some of those tough later fights. But meanwhile, we go and see if rival number 3, I guess, will put up any tougher of a fight. What nice for us is that Pidgeotto does not have great attacking moves, so it is a great Pokemon to set up against. Unfortunately, right after that, we get a critical, which actually negates all of the boosts, including the badge boost. But it is still a 2-hit KO, fortunately for us. Abra will not be too tough here either. And then the Rattata as well. These are a lot of Pokemon that do not have great defense stats, so they will be easily dispatched of by a pack, and that even includes Charmander. Charmander not so tough defensively as a few of the others, so that is it for the rival here. And we're going to skip through this area as not too much of consequence happens here. We battle the Nugget Bridge, we get some nice bugs to eat up once again, but then we're going to jump ahead to the next critical thing that happens here, which is in the SSN. We finally get a better offensive move after we beat up this youngster here with this cute little bunny rabbit. Poor little bunny. You know, rabbits are really underrated pets, and bunnies, okay, it's not as cute anymore after it poisons me. What the heck, bro? But in any case, that TM we get is TM08, which is Body Slam. So that is going to be one of the huge moves that will last us for the entire game. And Body Slam is a huge upgrade from Peck, over double the power, as I believe Peck is only a base 35 move, and Body Slam is 85. So that's a huge pickup that will breeze us through a lot of the game here. But with that, we get to test out this new move on the rival. This guy just keeps coming back. I don't get what this noob's problem is, but now we get to once again set up against the Pidgeotto, which has only gained 1 level, right? I think it was 18 before. Might need a little bit more than that. And now we get Body Slam. Boom! Rattata has evolved into Raticate, but it will get Body Slammed. And then there's Abra has evolved into Kadabra, but it will also get Body Slammed. And then the Charmander has evolved into Charmeleon, but it will also get Body Slammed. Yep, well, better luck next time, noob. But with that, we will move on as we rub this old guy's back for some reason and say bye-bye to the SSN. But with that, we go to what should theoretically be a tough fight here. Lieutenant Surge, as he is electric type, and that counters our bird type, so come on. I mean, it's gonna be tough, right? Unfortunately for us, though, a lot of his Pokemon don't actually have great offensive moves. I think Voltorb really just has Sonic Boom, which doesn't even hit in this case, and it gets Body Slammed. Pikachu looks so cute. Where'd it go? Where was Pikachu? And then Raichu comes as well. It just gets speed boosted. Unfortunately, that doesn't give him a badge boost glitch, and that was not too hard at all. Good job, Burb. Oh, and the other thing to mention as well is that the badge boost glitch does go away if you level up, so that is a thing. Here we start a trend that's going to happen later in this run as we fight the infamous triple self-destruct trainer here, is that I forgot to save before this fight, and this is a bad fight to forget to save for, because these guys all decide to self-destruct, and the first one, as you saw, did. You can have problems. The second one, fortunately, does not choose to do so, and the third Graveler, this is going to be a photo finish, but thankfully it gets paralyzed by Body Slam. A nice extra bonus of Body Slam, and that allows us to deal with that. But with that, we'll jump ahead to Celadon, and in Celadon, I decided to invest into a bunch of attack. Honestly, I had so much attack in this game that maybe it would have been better to just go for speed or defense or HP or something, but I went for attack because YOLO, so we're going to smash everything. Meanwhile, one thing I realized around now is, man, Celadon in this whole area is really great for leveling up a bird, because you get all of these grass and fighting types you get to battle, like all of these grass, except for this one execute, which is, oh my god, this is the most annoying execute imaginable. Puts me to sleep, and then it keeps hitting with bears. This is a 5-hit. What the heck? Stop, calm down, let me body slam you, or actually peck you. I will use peck, even though actually body slam I think is actually more damage, but in any case as well, I realized during this battle, I'm like, wait, aren't I missing something? I think I'm forgetting something. Shouldn't I have a better flying move by now? And that I should, because the HM02 is available to get fly, and that is actually going to pretty much lock in our move pool for the rest of the game here. Fly, of course, being double the base power pack, but it does have that pesky 10% chance to miss. Surely that will never punish us, right? Surely. Surely. Please tell me it'll be okay. With that, of course, we do get some extra XP from these other grass trainers. I figure I might as well, not gonna get much easier XP, and then we will challenge Erika herself, the grass gym leader, and you may be surprised to find out that, in fact, this fight was exactly as easy as you thought it would be. We use Fly, and then the grass Pokemon dies. We use Fly, and then another grass Pokemon dies, and then, in a twist of events, we again use Fly, and then you know what happens? Another grass Pokemon dies. Oh, it didn't die. Oh, well, it used Mega Drain. Oh, that doesn't really matter. Huh. Okay, good enough. Close enough. That's basically what I said. No false advertising here. But anyway, we got the rainbow badge. That's the important thing. In any case, I realized I can't go into the gym. There is this convenient other place for some very easy experience we have here with all of these convenient fighting Pokemon that like to get flied on. But then one important thing that we will see here is actually during the end of this battle here, we will level up to level 39, which is, I believe, the last move we learn, or could learn, which is Slash. And I decided to pass on Slash because, again, this has to do with the boost we're using with Swords Dance. The thing with Slash is that it basically always criticals, making a 140 power move. But once you've used a Swords Dance, you know, critical hits, because Slash always critical, do not actually get affected by buffs, which means that, you know, it's no longer worth it really when you, in any case, we grab the Hitmonlee, which I guess is a nice pair of legs for us. This got weird. Anyway, let's move on to Silph Co with our friend Giovanni. And so Giovanni here, you gotta say, like, he's just not very high leveled for this point in the game, and how are we going to handle him? You might have guessed that we might use Swords Dance, and then you would be right. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to do more Swords Dances, and then we're just going to Body Slam. What a surprise. Yes, another rock Pokemon. Oh no, not another rock Pokemon. You know, I'm running out of power points, so let's just use Fly instead. And even that is a 1-hit KO on that thing. And then we got a Kangaskhan as well. And then, yep, that will be dispatched up rather easily. Just, not very strong right there. So with that, we're gonna head off somewhere else. Let's get out of this place, find that Silph Scope, and head to possibly a tougher challenge. Maybe the rival number, I don't know which number it is. Whatever number it is over in the Pokemon Tower, surely he will be the tough fight that we are looking for, right? Surely? I mean, he has like a Pidgeotto or something. Oh yeah, there's the Pidgeotto. Go Burb, you the same thing. Dance with some swords. That kids do not dance with swords. That is a bad decision, by the way. Definitely do not do that. But it works out for Farfetch'd. Just saying, if you happen to be a Farfetch'd, but yeah, otherwise don't do that. Rival, unfortunately, here is also not very high leveled, so we're just going to smash him over. He has a Gyarados, though. That's pretty cool. Too bad it doesn't have Intimidate, because it gets smashed by Body Slam, and so will Kadabra. Everything is just getting smashed. Yeah, we are a little bit stronger than him right now, and Charmeleon as well will go down. Nice try, noob. Next time will be different, right? Surely, Copium? But in any case, we will run around back through the hideout and we will just fight the rival yet again. Let's see how much time he has had to level up. He actually will be, I think, quite a bit stronger this time. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a level 37 Pidgeot there. It has a wing attack, which unfortunately is only a base 35 move in this game. Same as Peck, which is kind of weird. They updated to 60 power later on. But in any case, that is a level up for us, which means we lose the badge boost glitch, but it's okay. We have the execute, and it is still a one-hit KO with Fly. Next up is Gyarados, which is a little bit scarier, and this will actually still be a one-hit KO. I think we just had that one Swords Dance, right? And then Alakazam as well will be a one-hit KO. Its defense is quite bad, but here is the Charizard, which uses Rage, which that's gotta be like, is that like the worst move in this entire game? It probably is, right? I don't know why that move exists. In any case, we will say goodbye to the rival for quite a while, thankfully, and then we will move on to this where we get Lapras for surfing around. So we get to go to Cinnabar Island and all of that stuff, and then once again we will fight Giovanni. Let's see if he is tougher this time. This time he has less rock Pokemon. He just has a Nidorino. What happened to his Onix anyway? So I think he still has the Rhydon, right? Or the Rhyhorn, I should say. In any case, we are again trying to save power points, so we will use Fly instead of Body Slam. There's a Kangaskhan as well. He has quite the diverse set of Pokemon. I don't know why he doesn't hold on to all of them. And there is the Rhyhorn as well, which will not get one-hit KO, but he will only use a Guard Special, which does not do a whole lot. And then there is a Nidoqueen as well, but that is actually even a one-hit KO. So Farfetch'd easily dispatching of Giovanni once again, and then we'll move on to the cycling road to try to move on to find even more tough conquests for us to win. It was actually rather funny because, as I mentioned, I haven't played this game in a while, and I was like, oh, why not just go down the other way? And I realized, oh, that boy's infested with trainers, not go that way. But in any case, we will go here, and then we finally get Surf as well. We will get Strength in a bit as well. So we get to teach Surf to our Lapras, and now we get to use it to surf around the Safari Zone, right? That will be great. They ask you if you're fine, and you just have to say you're fine, and they don't understand. Anyway, let's just go get Strength over here from the Warden. And then after this, we will soon after fight Koga. Now, Koga shouldn't be too tough for us because he does like Venomoth, and Venomoth is a bug type, and that should be very easy. It'd be very nice if we don't lose a bunch of accuracy from coughing or get poisoned by coughing. That would possibly make this fight slightly more difficult. However, it does not happen. He has bad luck on his accuracy there. Muck gets one shot as well because 2 Sword Stands triples your attack, and even more because of the badge boosts actually. And then, yep, Wheezing is no problem as well. And oh, he doesn't even have Venomoth in this mode? Oh, I guess not. I'm thinking of different versions, I guess. In any case, now we can use Surf, and then we will move on. Let's take this nice raft down all the way to Cinnabar Island. It must be really nice surfing on a Lapras, I gotta say, man. But then, of course, we will go through Cinnabar, get that secret key, and then as I do a rare thing and actually save the game, I realize, wait, I only have 5 badges. I thought this was gym number 7. Oh, I forgot something, didn't I? Well, we're gonna have to go back and fight the Psychic gym in a little bit after this, but first we will go after Blaine. Of course, the normal strategy. We will buff up, and then we will Body Slam. Rowlet is no match. Ponyta as well is no match. And then there's a Rapidash. Rapidash is very fancy, but it is also no match. That is a level up costing us our badge boosts, but will that even make a difference against Arcanine? We are still faster, and it is knocked out in one shot as well. And then this is the shocking thing. As I go to the Sabrina gym here, I have not done this in 20 years. I'm pretty sure, maybe more recently again from Fire Red, but then I actually remember how to go through so easily. I'm actually kind of shocked that I just straight up, I did not look that up. I just remembered how to do it. This is what happened. I played this game a lot when I was younger. In any case, we will go. I don't even believe I go for a buff. Kadabra will get one shot quite easily. Mr. Mime will get one shot as well. There's the Venomoth I was thinking of earlier, I guess. This was where it was. And there is only one last Alakazam, and will it get one shot as well? It actually outspeeds us because we didn't have any boost. Gets a critical, but we still one-shot it. So that is it for the 7th badge now, which we'll call it that way. And then we jump straight to the 8th gym. Once again, Giovanni. We will go for the same strategy. Swords Dance. Rhyhorn unfortunately does not have any super scary moves. I don't believe it has any rock moves. It has Horn Drill, but that won't work against us. And then we will go Body Slam. Even after 2 Swords Dance was not a one-hit KO. We get a critical there for good measure. Not that that really makes a difference. He has a Doug Trio. Doug Trio will also, of course, get one shot. Not a very tanky Pokemon. Minnow Queen will be close, but no, not at all. It will not actually be close because if Rhyhorn was almost a one-hit KO, that won't be anything. And then Nidoking as well would be dispatched of quite nicely. And there is a Rhydon. There's no way we would one-hit KO Rhydon. That might be close to a 2-hit KO. We do get a Paralyzed though, which is nice. It does not get a 2-hit KO, but it does get fully paralyzed, so that will keep us safe. And then we get to move on to the rival here. Now I believe this is rival number 6 if I'm not mistaken. We will see how much stronger he has gotten here. Will he be able to deal with our soul Farfetch'd? We have, of course, the Swords Dance for the setup once again. It's trying to hit us, but again, Pidgeot still just doesn't have any good moves because Wing Attack is so weak in this generation. We will go for the Body Slam. It does do a really good job getting a lot of criticals, which is huge for it, even bypassing those badge boost defensive stat buffs as well. We will even go for Body Slam on Execute because there's absolutely no way it's surviving. Gyarados as well will be absolutely no match. And then when you unfortunately do get a level up right in time for the Alakazam, which means it will outspeed us, but Psybeam does not have is not a one-hit KO. I don't know if it had Psychic, because Psychic probably would have been a one-hit KO, so that was a little bit close, but Charizard does not outspeed, and we smash him, so that is good for us. And now as we prepare for the final bosses, I'm thinking about whether I want to replace Agility with anything, but I don't know. We're just gonna see right here, because, you know, we could do Double Edge, we could try to mimic and do something cute with that. Double Edge would just be for if a breakpoint is there where it's just not quite one-shotting something. And we could try to go for like Reflect or something as well to try to tank Hyper Beams, but I don't know. We're just going to try right now and see how it works out. With that, we walk up to Lorelei for the first time here. Lorelei, of course, might be a pretty tough fight, given that she has a lot of good defensive Pokemon and also is Ice type, which naturally counters flying types. However, the one nice thing is Farfetch'd, in spite of not having really any ability to utilize it offensively, does have at least a fairly good special stats, so it won't be getting one shot by anything. Hopefully, at least. In any case, we will go for the strategy where we go for the Swords Dances, but Aurora Beam does have extra text that it can lower attack, which might be relevant. It's funny because if it lowers your attack, you will lose attack, but you will get also additional badge boosts. But with that, it looks like we can only survive 2 Aurora Beams, so we will have to go for the Body Slam there. I do believe Lorelei has Smart AI, meaning if she has an Ice move, she will use it, which means you do not have a lot of time using a flying Pokemon here. So fortunately, that was enough to make Body Slam actually one-shot the Cloyster. That is huge, because Cloyster was one of those really, really huge defensive Pokemon here. Slowbro as well, it might have more HP, but that was also a one-shot. Fortunate for us there. Next up is Jinx, and as long as we outspeed it, it will definitely be a one-shot because Jinx is a very weak defensive Pokemon as far as physical defense. They actually had a critical, which was actually probably bad. That's almost certainly bad, but it was still a one-shot. And then Lapras here, will that be a one-shot as well? A lot of HP, but yep, it is a one-shot. So that worked out pretty well, at least for the first time with Lorelei here. We got her. And we will move on to Bruno. Bruno, of course, known for being one of the easier Elite Four members, if not the easy Elite Four member, using mostly fighting types, which is good for us, using our flying type, but also the Onix. But I believe the Onix really just don't have very good moves. So you would hope that he will not be too tough of a challenge here. And so let's see exactly how this works out. Of course, he's starting off, as we mentioned, with that Onyx. We will go for the normal strategy of buff ourselves up like crazy. It's going to use X defense, and Onyx is already super tanky. So even with 3 Swords Dances, we may still have a problem one-shotting. We will have to see, though. He used an X defend and a Harden. For some reason, I decided to use Fly just to save power points, I guess. And that was not even close. It does have a Rock Throw, but just because of all the badge boosts and stuff, our higher level, it's just not doing that much damage. Uses yet another X defend. Then 2 body slams, that will be enough to knock out that Onyx. Now next up is the Hitmonchan. Honestly, there was a big risk of, if Fly misses here, we could have a serious problem. If you get frozen, your run is just over. Like, if it Ice Punches, there's a 10% chance you just straight up lose. But fortunately, that does not happen, so we are good there. Next up comes Hitmonlee. We will use Fly once again. That will cause Jump Kick to deal 1 damage worth of a recoil to the Hitmonlee, and then it will be taken out by the Fly as well. Last up is the remaining Onyx. This one is slightly tougher even than the last one, but doesn't have all those defense boosts. And as a result of that, the body slam will do 2/3 of its health and damage. And for some reason, I am still risking things to save power points. Not that it really matters at this point. Even if it misses, we'd be totally fine. We do get, by the way, something that's been very convenient is that these level ups are happening towards the ends of fights. There is still a Machamp as well. You can try to use Fissure. That's not going to work. Try to go for the second Fly since the first one missed. And the second Fly will hit, and will it be enough to one-shot? Of course it will be, and that is it for Bruno. So of course with that we will proceed to the Ghost Trainer, Agatha. Agatha is a bit notorious for just being very troll essentially, just due to the amount of status moves she has, all of the Confuse Rays, all the Hypnosis, so that can be pretty scary. However, we are a physical attacker, and fortunately we have that one flying move called Fly, which we'll be able to use to dispatch of the ghosts. Hopefully, right? Surely she won't be too big of a concern here. It's going to be interesting to see exactly whether or not we can outspeed a lot of her Pokemon as well. So with that, first up is, of course, Gengar. Gengar, I believe, knows both Hypnosis and Confuse Ray, so it could be very tricky. And of course, yep, it outspeeds us, and Hypnosis will immediately hit. And of course, it will also use Confuse Ray. And we do wake up immediately, but that could be a bad thing. This is the one thing that is very scary, given that, you know, Confusion uses your attack power, and we have very high attack power due to these Swords Dances, and that could be a very big problem. But fortunately, in this case at least, we do not hit ourselves in Confusion. We will actually run out of Confusion here, and I'm going to use another Swords Dance because I am just not that afraid of this Golbat, even though it does know Confuse Ray could be a problem, but that will give us the boost that we need to assuredly one-shot it as well. Next up is Haunter. Haunter, I'm not exactly sure. I think it might not have Hypnosis, but it might have Confuse Ray, but that one actually gets switched out. I believe it's just like 10% of the time roughly that they switch out their Pokemon. He decides to let Arbok take the hit instead. That is totally fine with us. Next up is Haunter. We'll just randomly use Dream Eater for some reason. That is not a concern. And then we will knock it out. And then for the last one as well, another Gengar. And we've not leveled up, so we still have the speed boost, so we will still go faster than it. And then will this be a one-shot? It will. Actually with a critical, which I guess made that actually deal less damage most likely. But in that case, we get the perfect timing of the level up for the badge boost for the next fight as well. Very convenient. So we'll see if Lance can be just as easy as the last ones have been. Of course, Lance can be very scary as he has a lot of Pokemon that have not a lot of attack. They're rather tanky, rather fast, and also have some really high damage moves. So surely that won't be a problem, right? We set up the normal strategy of Swords Dance. It's worked so far to get us this far. I actually forgot to heal for this fight, by the way. I don't know if that would have mattered because it criticaled and crap. Well, I guess we will go back and we will try again. So surely this time will be different. I believe I actually took that loss so that I would still have all the XP gain, so that we will go in at a slightly higher level this time. And next time, so surely we got through pretty easily the last time, right? So this shouldn't be too big of a problem, right? Go for the normal strategy, go for a single buff into a body slam to take out the dugong a little earlier this time, because I only used one buff. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need a second buff, or else I'm not going to take out the cloister, so I go for that. However, unfortunately here, the Aurora Beam actually gets a debuff on our attack. We will see if that matters here, and in fact it actually does. It's probably not, it's probably a damage range, but yeah, and yet again it gives us another attack debuff, which means we've got two badge boosts, but unfortunately we're just not dealing as much damage as we would be. Body Slam here, in fact, doesn't even take out the Slowbro. Slowbro, fortunately, will decide to use Withdraw, which will allow us to take it out. However, there is one Pokemon, or two Pokemon left, right? Jinx is here first, and then there will be one more left after that, and that is the Lapras. And Lapras is quite scary, quite scary. And if we couldn't one-shot Slowbro, oh, no, not even close. We actually get a critical, which may have been bad. And up, Blizzard takes the 90%, and it does hit. And wow. So that is a problem, even though we got so much further. Even Lorelei is no pushover. It might actually be one of the hardest fights for the burbs here. So we're just gonna try again. You know what happens, you know what they say, right? If something fails, just try the exact same thing again without changing absolutely anything, and then that should work, right? Except we have Dugong. Oh, I guess it doesn't have smart AI because it used rest. That's interesting. But in any case, we are able to knock it out this time. And then I think what ends up happening with Lorelei is that it's just, as long as we don't get like trolled by the Aurora Beams, or frozen, obviously. Getting frozen would also completely end our run. But as long as the attack debuffs do not happen, we're just going to one-shot everything. And that's what we see here as the Slowbro gets taken out. Of course, Jinx will easily get taken out as well. And then as the last challenger, once again, the Lapras. Lapras is pretty scary because I'm not sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure we cannot survive a blizzard in any case. But in this case, will we up? You get a critical, so we do not get it, but the blizzard misses. So, all right, one bad thing, one good thing. I guess we'll just take it, because I think it looks like we're right on that level where we would one-shot anyway. So, okay, fair enough. We will move on. And let's actually just skip past Bruno, because let's be honest, I mean, as I mentioned, I think the only way we can even possibly lose that match is if Hitmonchan ice punches us, if we let that happen, which we don't have to. So we're just going to skip up to Agatha again, which is slightly more interesting. Gengar this time will use Hypnosis, but it will miss. That will cost it the ability there. Now next up, with that Badge Boost glitch, we are able to outspeed the Gengar, which means that one Swords Dance with Fly will take it out quite easily. Next up, she sends out a Golbat here. Golbat will use Body Slam, or we will Body Slam the Golbat, I should say. If Golbat used Body Slam, that could be a problem. But that will take it out as well. Hunter comes out. Hunter gets flown on. Fortunately, that confused Ray is forced to miss. And then as well, Fly will take out the Hunter there. Next up, we have Arbok. Arbok will be a nice thing to Body Slam. Body Slam will take it out once again with a critical that time, actually, which was bad, but still enough to actually get the damage. And then unfortunately here we have a level up at an inconvenient time, as that will allow the Gengar to outspeed us again, but it only uses Dream Eater. So not a problem at all for us. Will we still one-shot it? I do believe we will. Yes, and that is Agatha taken out once again. With that, I restore my power points here, and we prepare for Lance once again. I should probably actually use a rare candy here, just to ensure that, you know, the XP is better for badge boost and all that, but either I forget, I think maybe I forgot, or maybe I just said, oh no, we won't get critical this time, surely, right? We'll see. So Gyarados was the run ender the other time, but this time it uses Hyper Beam, which is bad because we take a lot of damage, but it's good in that, well, it gives us a free turn to just use Swords Dance again, and that will allow us to set up this big Body Slam, which will knock out the Gyarados, and that will give us a lot of damage, which will put us where we we are pretty easily able to dispatch of these Dragonair. For sure, Dragonair gets one shot here as well. Next up is another Dragonair, and that is another Body Slam, and that is another dead Dragonair. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we move on to the Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl could be a little bit tough here. I think it knows Rock Slide, right? So it is a little bit scary, and it is also a rock type, so it defends our attack rather nicely. We do not quite have enough. This is where, like, if we had a double edge in our kit, we could actually just one-shot it potentially, and it actually survives, uses up a hyper potion, and it will use a hyper beam, which will allow us to once again use another Swords Dance. Maybe it was better to use agility just to ensure I would outspeed the last Pokemon. But more attack is always nice, right? In the case that we leveled up, but we actually didn't level up, so that's fine. And so now we just have so much attack, and Dragonite will be quite easily dispatched of because that is a 400% power Body Slam there. And there is the level up at the perfect time as well. Once again, I should probably use the rare candy here, but you know, in that trend of me earlier doing things without just rushing in, without preparing properly, we will see what happens here, because I completely forgot when I did this that you just get thrown straight into this battle. And I didn't heal. I didn't even heal. Not only did I not rare candy, I didn't even heal. Oh no. Oh, I only have 67 HP, right? Oh no. Well, I almost just, 69. Nice. But anyway, yeah, we'll just try, I guess. I was pretty close to just hard resetting, but I was like, I'm recording. I guess I'll try. Okay, so we get a Swords Dance. It uses Swords Dance as well. That's a little bit scary, but Pidgeot doesn't have great offensive moves, so surely it will be fine. It uses Whirlwind again. I actually get a third Swords Dance in, because I'm not too worried about it. Of course, that is it using Sky Attack, and with the Swords Dance, I don't want to find out if I can survive that on only 69 HP, so we will have to take it out. Doesn't mean I don't get to set up an agility in case that we lose our speed boosts, but because of the badge boost glitch, we are just easily going to outspeed everything unless we level up. So Alakazam is easily dispatched of. Even Rhydon, maybe we might be able to one-shot that as well. Not even close, actually. It's still a two-shot, but it gets fully paralyzed, and it actually gets paralyzed as well. That is pretty lucky. So hold up. So, wait, do we have a chance? Do we actually have a chance here? Next up is Exeggutor. That shouldn't be too big of a problem. Maybe I should use Body Slam just to ensure it doesn't miss, but Fly has been good to us, and Fly once again is good to us here, and that will be a takeout of Exeggutor. And then there are only two more Pokemon left. Right up here is Gyarados, and Gyarados I do not believe will be able to survive this. It will not, and then that is one last Pokemon to go, but oh no, we actually did get the level up. Could be potentially a disaster. That means Charizard will likely outspeed us. It does, but it uses Rage, saving us once again. Why are you even a move in this game? And that will allow us to take out the Charizard, and oh my gosh, we actually did it. I can't believe it happened like this, but yeah, we got there. And so it's funny because this is actually the first time I've ever done a solo run. I have never done anything like this in Pokemon Red. And yeah, Farfetch'd was way better than I thought it would be. The badge boots glitch and Swords Dance just made it quite the juggernaut for a lot of these other Pokemon to deal with. We didn't even need us to be that highly leveled over everyone else, so really impressive showing by Farfetch'd here. And the other really impressive thing is that we really only did it with 3 moves too. We only ever used Swords Dance, Fly, Body Slam. Agility just never ended up being used. Kind of curious what you guys think, because I could have had Double Edge, or I could have tried to could have mimicked like Hyper Beam for the last battle. I get like Confused Ray in certain fights. Could have had Rest or Reflect or something like that to be defensive. Curious what you think we should have done there, but in any case, yeah, this has been really fun, so hopefully you've enjoyed as well. Let me know what Pokemon you'd want to see if I do more of these. Hopefully we'll do more of these. Maybe I'll probably try to stick to Pokemon Red and Blue for now. Maybe I'll try Yellow, or maybe could move on to Gold, Silver at some point. I'm not sure. For now, I'll probably just do mostly Red and Blue, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun, so appreciate everyone hanging out. See you guys in the next one.